Okay, we're gonna move on to the nose ring theory. I've seen this video, like, scatter around, and I've seen Asmon react to this video, and I'm very curious to hear it, because I've seen people mention this video all the time now whenever they see a crazy woman, and they always point out the nose ring, and they'd be like, the nose ring theory. I want to know now, so we're gonna watch and we're gonna find out what the nose ring theory is.
Hey again, guys. I've got a fun one for you today that I think you're going to find interesting.
I'm excited.
Nose ring theory. And I just know that when I say that, half of you are going to be confused, and the other half of you somehow know exactly.
I can never look at those nose rings ever the same ever again. I'll be honest, I'm fine with, like, nose studs and stuff like that, but when you got a nose ring that's like the hoop that, like, bulls have, I always think of something. Hang on. One of my favorite games growing up was Dungeon Keeper, and there's a specific monster in Dungeon Keeper that has a nose ring that I always think of whenever I see those freaking nose rings. Hang on. It's this. This is the monster. I love this game. This game is so good. I want to play this game. The Bile Demon. Yeah, this is the Bile Demon. So every time I see a freaking nose ring, I think of a Bile Demon. Anyways.
Exactly what I'm talking about, even if you've never heard of it before.
I just don't like nose rings. I think it's ugly. I think, yeah, I don't like the like ones that go through your nose. The studs are fine to me. That's less offensive to my eyes, I guess.
Everything I've learned about this theory, show you some examples, and then give you my 2 cents on this whole thing. So to take you on the journey that I went down to get here, I'll show you the video that I first saw that introduced me to this whole thing.
So I'm 24 years old, and I've been trying my hand at dating men, specifically
this right here, and she's got, what are those, like, sinus piercings? I feel like that's what they're called. And then lip pierce. Oh my god, those have to be so uncomfortable. They're like little, like, they're jabbies. They jabbed through her skin. No, that's gotta be so uncomfortable.
Probably about 5-6 years now, in a serious way.
Wait, I didn't catch a thing she said.
This whole thing.
So I'm 24 years old, and I've been trying my hand at dating men, specifically, for probably about 5-6 years now, in a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up recently, and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men, seriously. Keep running into the same issues every single time I date a man, and I've been trying to, like, really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know each other. They're not friends. They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do not have a type. The only thing that these men have in common is that they are
a bridle. That's what the top nose ring is called. Like what horse wear? What, that thing? That?
are men. I really have been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out what like the root of all these issues is. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reason that any of these relationships ended. One of the main issues that
you just said that you were the common factor. You said that none of these men had anything in common, and that means you're the only one that they have in common.
Come to recognize is that I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone. Like love.
I would create multiple arguments saying that men are the romantic gender.
Their partner and care for their partner. Obviously, I'm not saying this is all men, but I think it's just not normalized for them to like, I don't know, just like, I guess I don't know how to phrase it. What I'm saying, for example, is that every single one of these men individually has...
Maybe she meant like to like visibly show love or something like that, which I do think men kind of have a hard time doing, but I don't think that's what she's talking about.
Looked me in my eyes and told me that I am the love of their life, I'm the most important person in their life, that they would take a bullet for me, and every single one of them has treated me horribly, okay? I don't know about you, but when I tell somebody they're the love of my life and that they're the person I care about the most, I show it. I'm treating them accordingly. Part of it that really trips me up is that they believe it. They actually believe in their heart that I'm the love of their life and I'm the person they care about the most. I started calling it out. I would be like, you do not love me and you do not care about me. Like, point blank, period.
Don't do that. What? How would you feel if you had a girlfriend and then you went up to her and be like, babe, I love you. And she'd be like, no, you don't. You lying bastard. What? You would be like, okay, maybe I don't. Fuck. I'll go.
Period. Otherwise, you wouldn't be treating me badly. And they will argue, and they get genuinely, offended. They get offended. I honestly pity them because I don't think they're socialized to know what that means. And, I don't know how to get it across in a meaningful way to them. They just don't listen.
Men and women are crazy. Dating sucks. I 100% agree with you.
And I'll be like, okay, you wouldn't have done this bad thing to me if you actually loved me in the way that you say you do. That is not what love is. That's
Tell
not
me what this
love
bad
is.
thing is.
When you love someone...
Did he leave the toilet seat up? And did you fall into the water?
You don't do things to intentionally or even unintentionally hurt them. Why is that considered love to you? I'm just I don't know where it's coming from. I honestly pity them because that has to be awful, but I can't handle it anymore, dude.
So in this video, this girl is describing her troubles with finding a good man. She insists that she doesn't have a type, that none of these men really have anything in common, but for some reason in the end, they always end up treating her horribly. And this led many in the comments to speculate that it must be something about her that is the common denominator. And unfortunately, since it's such a short TikTok video and we don't really get much insight onto greater parts of her personality, and she's not very open about what her most major flaws are, to figure out why she's attracting such mean men or why her relationships are always driven to turmoil, people began to theorize, because it's one of the most noticeable things about her, that it could potentially have to do with the amount of piercings she has. In fact, these two comments right next to each other say, the piercing theory is so true, with over 700 likes. And again, don't know, don't care, nose ring theory with over 1,200 likes.
So do they just automatically see the nose ring and just apply crazy? She's crazy.
Wondering, like I did, what about having a bunch of metal in your face would cause someone to treat you poorly? I mean, sure, the style isn't everyone's type, but these men were clearly attracted enough to her to date her, so then what is it that's causing the relationships to not go well? So I just...
My moderator just sent me something. She sent me her thumbnail plans for this this video, because this will be turned into a video. Moderator, we can't do that. Hey, can I show that? All right. Maybe I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Decided to look into what these men were referencing when they talked about the piercing theory or the nose ring theory. And this was the top video I found.
Have y'all ever heard of the septum piercing theory? If you have a septum piercing, you may not want to look it up, but I'm always the last person to hear about shit.
I hate septum. All these big words. The fuck is a septum? How the hell do you spell it? The hell is a septum? Septum. Okay, I don't think I searched up the correct thing. A bottle of Japanese whiskey popped up.
Septum piercing theory.
What? What the fuck is a septum? Oh, I spelt it wrong. Stupid freaking... What is a septum? It's a nose piercing! Just say a nose piercing!
If you have a septum piercing, you may not want to look it up, but I'm always the last person to hear about shit. So, this is common knowledge. It's dead ass. It's actually dead ass. Because it says that every person that has a septum piercing makes their trauma their entire personality.
I hate the audio cuts that you're doing. Stop it.
And she agrees? It's dead ass.
Like I said, dead ass.
Damn, straight from the horse's mouth. Or maybe I should say straight from the bull's mouth. You know, because you get it, you get it. And if even the person with the nose ring is saying it's true, I mean, there's gotta be something there. And this is just even more hilarious when we take that theory and then reference back to the first video where the girl was making her relationship trauma her entire personality. Okay, that might have been a little reductive. After all, it was just one video. Surely her entire profile isn't like that.
Yo, you guys never told me how cool it is to have a dad. Like, this is a secret that's been kept from me, okay? I grew up with 3 moms. My mommy issues are off the charts.
Okay, sure. I mean, so maybe she doesn't have a dad and has a ton.
How did you have 3? What? I'm trying to think of the how is it possible to have 3 moms? So, trying to think. So you have like lesbian moms, but where did the third one come from? Maybe the moms got divorced and another mom. I don't know, man. I don't know. She don't have a dad.
Mommy issues, but
Daddy
that doesn't mean trauma's her entire
issues.
personality.
Real mom and 2 stepmothers.
I have psoriasis.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Not like a little psoriasis, like all over my entire body. When I tell you, my whole body looks like this.
Okay, so she has a bit of medical trauma too, but I mean, there's more to her.
Nothing normal can ever happen to me. I think I attract chaos.
Okay, so attracting chaos, it might be a little red flag, but I mean, there's gotta be something normal here.
Not to be a man-hater or anything.
Our answer.
Actually, no, fully to be a man-hater. Fully to be a man-hater.
Oh, okay, I guess she
Alright,
also
and
just
you hate
doesn't
men. Alright.
like men. I mean, you could have brought that up when you were theorizing on why your relationships with men might be going poorly. I'm starting to connect the dots. Now, when I first started looking into nose ring theory, I didn't think that I would take it seriously at all. I thought it would just be a good laugh. But the more I looked into it, the more I think that it might actually hold some weight, because I did find quite a number of studies that have strong correlations between individuals with a lot of piercings and tattoos and how they are perceived and who they attract. This study seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos scored significantly higher than those without.
Junior of Public Health Research. Journal of Public Health Research. So this was done in China. Yeah. So it might hold actual weight. Let's see.
For sensation-seeking and risk-taking behaviors. This other study that I found seems to indicate...
And the reason I said it was done in China is because the last name of one of those guys was Young.
That people with piercings and tattoos, specifically women, scored significantly higher for extroversion and assertiveness, meaning they are more aggressive socially. This study that I found in Psychology Today examines how people with tattoos and piercings are perceived, and the most popular finding...
Tattoos and sexual attraction. Do tattoos on women make them more attractive to others? I would say maybe. I think it just depends on the person, on how they look.
Was that they are perceived to be...
Can we try to do a try not to laugh challenge? Probably not today, but maybe in the future I might do something like that. I am unsure. Today we are reacting to some videos that I have in my backlog.
More sexually promiscuous, and that they tend to attract people who are looking for more casual relationships than serious ones. And many other studies seem to point to people with piercings and tattoos having higher correlations with impulsivity and more experience with trauma and adversity. This study from BMC Psychology seemed to find a strong correlation between body modifications and people...
Because... so if you're getting a tattoo... Don't you kind of want a tattoo that means something, and you know, you take time to think about that tattoo, and but then you see people who have millions and thousands of tattoos. There has to be something impulsive about them, right? Where they don't really think that long and hard about something, so they just kind of do it. I guess. When are we gonna play Fortnite? I saw that Fortnite had a one punch thing going on right now, and I was like, oh man, I kind of want to, but I don't want to as well, because One Punch is my favorite anime. My dad has a spider on his leg and a little Mexican man on his back.
Who experienced childhood abuse and neglect. And this one really stood out to me.
You're too scared of needles. I have one tattoo that I want to get. It's a semicolon, and I want to get it on my wrist. But other than that, I've like thought about, because I really like Charlie's tattoos, Moist Critical's tattoos. But I was like, if I got a tattoo like that, it's too big, and I don't think I would like something like that. I feel like I would get sick of it over time. But I like tattoos that kind of like mean something, you know? I don't know.
This one found
maybe when I get older and dumber.
a notable prevalence of individuals with a high number of
I want to get a few anime tattoos. My childhood friend, her name is Kaylee. She has a Naruto tattoo on her shoulder. And it's not a small one. It takes up her entire shoulder. When I saw that, I was like, it's cool, but Kaylee, when you're 60, how are you going to feel about that tattoo? And she's like, I don't know. I was just like, okay, all right.
body modifications and borderline personality disorder. Now, this is not to say that individuals with piercings and tattoos are all degenerate problem children undeserving of love. I myself have a belly button piercing and an entire side piece, and I find myself to be pretty well adjusted.
The side piece is the one that goes down your stomach and leg and your thigh, I think. That's a side piece.
A lot of success in my relationships. But it does beg the question, could there be any legitimacy to the nose ring theory, or is it mostly just something that jerks shout at people they disagree with online when they happen to have a nose ring? My ultimate conclusion? Probably both. Obviously, even with all of these studies and research papers, you're never going to be able to make a correct, sweeping blanket generalization about every one kind of person who looks a certain way. In the case of the first video we watched, where the girl is describing her issues with relationships with men, we know that people did at least initially find her very attractive, as she even cites at the end of the video that I cut off that both men and women have described completely falling in love with her.
I don't think there's anything wrong with her.
And when I first listened to her story, I wasn't even making any judgments about her physical appearance. I was truly waiting for the other shoe to drop of when she was going to describe some consistent patterns of behavior that might lead to all of this correlation. In her case, I definitely think that being a vocal man-hater was probably the linchpin in the disruption in her relationships with men, but certainly not all women with piercings and tattoos feel that way. In fact, here are some examples of super pierced and tattooed girls in very happy relationships with men.
That man has his dream girl. He can't grow a beard like me. Or can't grow a beard either. Who does
Also,
this?
it's so funny how they...
Who sits down on the couch and is like, babe, I'm gonna record a little video and I'm gonna sit in your lap and like do your makeup. Are you okay with that? And he's like, sure. I don't get it.
always go for the nerdy gamer guys.
Maybe it's just because I haven't had a girlfriend in a long time. I don't know.
But this is what makes the nose ring theory so complex, because if the first video were to be enough to prove that it's accurate, then all of these other videos should be enough to disprove it, right? At the end of the day, the nose ring theory is just that, a theory, an idea worth discussing. Is it true that people with a lot of tattoos and piercings tend to be a bit more rebellious, chaotic, and traumatized?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably, but does it make them inherently undateable? No. Some of them are. Some of them are
there's men out there who actively seek people like that.
Absolutely undateable, but not all of them. As with most things, it's a case-by-case scenario, and it's always more important to pay attention to how a person behaves or what they believe in than it is to try and find secret clues in how they look or dress. Anyway, that has been my analysis on nose ring theory. If you liked my coverage, please drop a like on the video, consider subscribing. We are so close to the big 500,000, the big
This was 5 months ago. Did
subscribers.
You hit it?
And drop any comments that you have on the subject down below, because that also helps boost me in the algorithm and grow my...
Okay, I agree. I do think that people who have piercings and tattoos and stuff like that are probably a little bit more impulsive, and probably don't think too much about what they do or what they say or something like that. Now, the video at the very beginning of this girl talking, I'm pretty sure it was her, the reason why, you know, those relationships didn't work out. I mean, like, if you're constantly, like, if your boyfriend says they love you and you constantly tell them, no, you don't, you liar, of course that person is eventually just going to get sick of you and then leave you. I mean, you're constantly, like, shooting them down, and the fact that you hate men, I'm pretty sure you've probably said some nasty crap to them before, where, like, they can't show emotion or something like that, because I've seen so many people do stuff like that to men. But yeah, that was the nose ring theory. I hang on, let me share this video with y'all. Very good video. We will probably react to more of her stuff in the future as well. Oops, I messed up. Dang it. There. Boop. Okay. We will probably react to more stuff for her in the future. Definitely subscribe to her. I've seen her in the past, and I've seen some of her videos. She makes really good content.